Pay close attention. This is an excellent video on how to create a sandbox using SketchUp. All of the details here are important. Pay close attention. You're welcome to play this video as often as you need to.
Hello fellow SketchUppers, let's make an awesome sandbox using SketchUp for Schools. Start by clicking where it says Untitled and let's type the name Sandbox. When you click OK, it asks for the folder, and I'd like to choose the SketchUp Models folder and hit Select.
You may create your own folder, just remember where you put
To
it.
show how big the world is, but let's click on Select and let's click the Delete key on the keyboard to remove him from our project.
You may use the eraser instead.
SketchUp is a click and release program, so let's click the rectangle and let's choose the circle choice. Move your mouse to the origin, you'll note it says origin, and click and release again, and then
Pay close attention, especially with this exercise. You really need to be using the grid lines that they show you. They're showing you here starting at the very center of your page. Make sure you also pay attention to the red, the green, and the blue lines. It will be critical in this assignment.
move your mouse up on the green line so it's pointed at the green axis and type 36 on the keyboard. You don't have to click anywhere, just type 36 and press enter. Your circle now has a 36-inch radius and you're ready for the next step.
Watch carefully.
Change your view by clicking the panels, the views, and the top view selection. At this point, we're going to add legs and a head.
You may also use your orbital tool or any of the other tools to move your positioning so that you can look down upon the circle that you've created.
Start at the green axis by clicking on the center point and moving out one end point to create a leg. Repeat that step on the red axis, again on the green axis, and then on the red axis for your fourth leg. The head goes in between the 2 feet between the red and green axis on this side. Simply click the middle and stretch it out to both sides.
Pay close attention. When he was referring to the different legs, these are the smaller circles. You want to try to match the circles in size the best you can. The head is going to be much larger. Now he's really going to use the erase tool a lot to clean this up. Watch carefully.
As you build, please notice the red Save button. That's how SketchUp for Schools tells us we should save our work.
Save your work frequently.
Just about any time you see the red Save option. Click the eraser tool, which is the second one down, and let's erase the inside of each of the feet, so we'll have a place to put the sand. With that erased, move over to your toolbar again and find the Offset tool. This epic tool will give us a place to put our sand. Move your mouse on top of the belly, and then click and release so that it's adjustable. Type the number 6 so that it'll create a 6-inch offset in one amazingly simple step. Return to your eraser tool, and now we need to erase the inside of those feet that we created. Just click on each line to clean that up, and then also get rid of the goofy line that we had from the head.
Pay attention to the order that he's doing this, otherwise you may end up erasing a foot and having to repeat some of your work. Pay close attention.
And then find these little overlaps and delete those as well.
Zoom in to do that.
Zoom tool, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and then remember that Save tool. Do that before moving to the next step.
We're going to add depth to this now. We're going to use the
Click the last choice on our toolbar and switch to the Orbit tool. Hold your mouse button and drag so that you can see our turtle from the side, and then switch to the Select tool. Click on the feet so that you can see the dots, and then switch to the tool that is called the Push-Pull tool. This is the tool that made SketchUp famous. When you click, make sure you let go to leave it wiggly, and you can see it's instantly creating a 3D shape. Type the number 12 and press enter, and you will all of a sudden have a 12-inch or 1 foot tall turtle sandbox. Click on the head and lift it up as well, and then simply touch one of the endpoints in your project, and it'll be the same height as the body.
It'll tell you when you're touching the
endpoint.
endpoint.
So our progress is stored on our Google Drive.
Save your work frequently.
Let's make our sandbox even more cool by painting it with the awesome materials that are included for SketchUp for Schools. When the materials palette appears, choose colors, slide down the colors and find a green that you think would make an epic turtle color.
You choose the green color you want.
Click on all the parts to color your turtle. Use the orbit tool to orbit around, and then paint all the other sections of your turtle as well. Simply clicking the color and then putting the paint where you want it. You can speed it up by clicking the select tool and selecting the entire project and then painting it all at once. Always going back to the orbit tool and seeing if there are any chunks that you missed.
Orbit tool will help you find all the parts so that you can make sure they're painted green.
It's not a sandbox unless we add sand, so let's click on the select tool, click out in space, and then just click the belly where the sand is going to be. Switch back to that amazing push-pull tool, click on that belly to make it wiggly, and let's type 6 inches for the height of our sand.
6 inches.
Return to that paint bucket and go to the materials and find the browse button. When you move down, find landscaping, fencing, and vegetation. In this list, if you move down approximately 7 and 1 over, you'll find one that makes a good sand choice. And then click on the belly to make it look like sand.
Now you can look in the warehouse and add some
Let's
things.
add an awesome beach ball to our turtle sandbox by clicking the panels and choosing components. And then in the search box, type SketchUp for Schools beach ball and then press enter. When you click the item, you have to wait a moment, and then you'll be able to click and set it in the sand. With your sandbox in the sand, switch to the amazing scale tool, and you can stretch your beach ball to whatever size you think is best for your sandbox. There you have it. You have created an awesome sandbox. At this point, use all the skills you've learned to make your turtle a little bit more cool to you. Make sure that you hit save so you don't lose your work, and thanks so much for using SketchUp for Schools.
Make sure you save your work frequently. You don't want to lose your work. Make sure you name it and file it in a place that you can locate it so that when I'm going along grading it, you can show it to me. You're welcome to watch this video as often as you need to, and let me know if you have any questions.